Hey guys, it's Meg. I am back this week with a new video for you. This is going to be our standard reading for the week. So if you guys want to stick around and get some messages from the cards, go grab a snack, a comforting beverage, and maybe a blanket. Get comfy. We'll hang out. We'll read some cards. I do have a couple of new little things that I want to try in this reading, namely that we're going to look at some mantras. I do have, let me get that ready for you. I do have a theme card for you, so um, hopefully that'll set a good tone for the reading here. Before we get into it though, I do want to say that if you like what you see in the video, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the bell button. That way you can stay in the loop for when I post new work like this. Um, excuse me. I've also included links to my website, my social media, um, everything you need to know if you want to get a private reading done with me, because I do take private readings. In any case, everything is linked in the description below. So if you are interested, go down there. Please also know that this is it is an option, not an obligation. So please consider that. Please know that I'm not pressuring you or trying to. It's there if you want it. Also, I've listed all the decks I'm using in the description below as well. So first things first, we're going to get into some morning affirmations. These cards are by Suzi Barrett, and I forget the illustrator, but again, check the description for that. The first one we have is I flat out dare life to pleasantly surprise me because spoiler alert, it always will. Okay, there's the first affirmation here. And the second one is I can do anything I want with my life within legal limits, no wasted days, no reason not to try. Okay, there's the second one. All right. Our theme card, this is by The Universe Has Our Back. It says obstacles are detours in the right direction. Okay, now leave that alone. I'm going to get into our oracles. We have Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. We also have the golden and Atlantean dragon. That says helps you remember the wisdom of golden Atlantis. Also awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts, and talents, and reclaim your mastery. Okay. And we have the whale. This is calling us to live as a fully conscious being. So what I'm seeing right here is that we have the opportunity to not only seize our day, we have the opportunity to seize the day in terms of just going with the flow, seeing what happens. Even if we get hit off course, maybe the course we were going on isn't the right course we want to be on. Okay. There's no reason not to try, even if that bounce does happen. Okay. Because you know what, down the road there could be gifts that you might miss if you stayed on the course you were on. There are opportunities you might not get if you weren't able to stay, if you just stayed the straight and narrow. I feel like saying you would probably miss a lot of opportunities that could be so good for you, right? Now, we have Lemuria, Golden Atlantean Dragon, and the Whale. We're going to have to wake ourselves up a little bit here in order to take that detour, okay? Because it's unexpected. We didn't think it was going to happen. Question mark? Like, what's this over here? I don't know. But it's likely that if and I'm going to read this probably very literally here, but if you are creative and you are making your art, your writing, whatever outlet you have, that creative process might not go in the direction you thought it would, and maybe that might become a little frustrating. Okay, how do I problem solve? How do I put that back in? Um, how do I put that back in? How do I get it back in perspective, right? Okay, either way, you're still creating, you're still making something. Maybe that something isn't what you thought, okay? But you are creating, and that creative process is happening, okay? In order to do that, in order to rethink and rephrase, you might have to call back some of your skills, like, okay, I'm not applying point A correctly here. What does point B, C, D, all the way down the alphabet have to say about how I can make this thing the best it can be, even though it's not what I expected, right? And in order to do that, you might have to dig a little deep. You got this, though. You got this. Okay? So that's our oracle. We've had some obstacles. We've had some things going down that are redirecting. So how do we use this? How do we use this energy to our best advantage right now? What can we do to make this point of pivot happen safely, happen generously? What information can we glean from this? I want to know. So let's get into our tarot reading. Before I do, though, I want to mention that our oracle cards, this was from the Work Your Light Oracle, this was from the Dragon Oracle, and this was from the Archangel Animal Oracle. Again, description, everything's down there. So let's start with the Wandering Star Tarot. This is by Kat Pierce. Okay, I'm going to get some cards out for us. Okay, there's a lot feeling spicy up in here. So let's start. Okay, we have the Six of Swords. So yeah, we've had to pivot. We've had to make a transition from, really, speaking of obstacle, I feel like this always happens. Nope, don't know it. Okay, so I'm going to take that as confirmation that that we are in fact pivoting, we are making changes, and this is also confirmation that that is the case as well, because once again, things didn't go the way we were planning to, but I feel like there's a gift in there, and I think we can yeah, there's a gift to this that I think we need to be on the lookout for. Okay, I'm gonna get this a little closer here. That's an eye. Okay, now once again, you might not see where this pivot is taking you, but remember that there are lights along the way. You are safe and protected to move forward. Okay, and the waters are calm right now. You might get into a little bit of emotional turbulence from going through all of this change. Okay, but you're not alone. Right? You definitely are not alone. Okay, so there's the Six of Swords. We also have the Ten of Wands. You might need to leave behind some obligations and some burdens that you have tied yourself to, maybe literally tied yourself to. I'm noticing that you might have put yourself maybe in literal danger, but I'm not feeling that as strongly as emotional danger from putting all of this pressure, all of this burden on yourself, because what you're leaving behind is damage, pain, hurt, again, emotional turbulence, but you're going you're going for a calmer space, I think. And in order to transition that, you need to let go of this fire. You need to let go of this heaviness on your shoulders. Okay. So here's the Ten of Wands. We also have the Creator. So this is a specialty card for this deck. What I'm reading this is that you need to say no to things that don't serve you. For me, I'm going to put a personal example on this. For me, I get a lot of anxiety and intrusive thoughts. You know, whenever that happens, I have to say, you know what, this is happening. This is okay. What you're feeling is normal for you, but you need to figure out how to turn the switch off for a certain amount of time so you can really focus on what you're trying to do. Okay? And just remember that you are not alone. You are not alone. Now, going back to the Ten of Swords here, this fire, these wands, this pressure on your back, that might be what you need to say no to. Okay? You're making changes, you're transitioning. You don't need the added pressure on your shoulders of you couldn't make this work. You couldn't make friendships happen. You couldn't keep a partner in your space. Whatever has failed you has failed because it wasn't for you. That might be simplistic, and I'm certainly not trying to diminish the pain that may be causing, okay? Because there are lightning bolts here in this card. It would be I think it would be ill-advised for you not to acknowledge your pain, not to feel your feelings, or not to try and process your emotions, because that isn't going to do you any good. It's doing you nothing. It's not doing you any good. It's just not. Okay. So say no to things that don't serve you. Okay. Even if that means burning a bridge in the process. Okay. So that's the Creator. We also have the Knight of Swords. So it's time to take action. Okay. It's time to go. I'm hearing it's time to go because you've been called to move on. Okay. And say no. Okay, come on, Meg. Say no to things that are keeping you held back. Okay. And especially if these are thought processes that you keep having, situations you keep going back to in your head, it's time to take action on moving away from those. Because, again, those are not going to serve you. Okay? So there's the Knight of Swords. Okay, this is our hidden energy. Time to take action. Clarifying energy is the Sun. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I love seeing this because you're finally getting clear on what it is that you want to do, how you want to do it, where you want to be, when you want to be there. You know what is up for you. Okay? Interesting fact, we are bookended by dark and light. You have both of these elements in you, and you've had to tap into both to get the situation going. Okay? Now remember, we're at a pivot point, and that's brought up a lot of stuff. Okay? Just remember that you have everything you need to do what you gotta do. Okay? So we're going to move into clarifying why we're seeing the cards we're seeing right now. For that, I'm going to use the Everyday Tarot by Bridget Elsamont. We have not seen this one in a while, so I'm going to let some cards pop off the top. We have the Ace of Swords in reverse. This is going to clarify the Six of Swords. You're not, I feel like saying by not letting a transition happen, you are definitely blocking a change in your brain power. And by that I mean you're blocking a shift from happening that could very much be potentially good for you. Okay, you're letting a situation dictate how you see your reality. And of course that's natural, we're human, we have to do that in order to make sense of where we are. But you're so caught up in I'm hurt, I'm hurt, I'm angry, oh I'm really happy, this doesn't need to change, I'm stable, this and that. Nothing is static though. Nothing is static. And you know, once again, I'm going to take the Six of Swords as a confirmation that you are moving on, but there's something in your space that's preventing you from really going forward. Okay, now in order to get out of that, we have to be in control. We have to have self-awareness. We have to be very understanding that this ain't it. This is not all there is. There's something bigger than us that we're probably getting into. And even if you're not sure, even if you don't think you can, there's probably going to be a change and a shift in your space that says, you might think that, but I got a different idea for you. Now let me tell you about it. Okay? You know what you're thinking. If you're feeling the King of Swords energy, I'm also sensing authority. Authority and understanding. Okay, this is all in your brain. Whatever situation is going on, it's all up here, and that's okay. That is absolutely okay. But again, going back to the idea of self-awareness, that might be helping you here as well. Okay, so there is the King of Swords right off the bat, clarifying the Ten of Wands. Okay, we have the World. Perfect, because this is an ending. Okay, this is something that we've tied ourselves onto this situation for far too long, and now we're burning it down. Okay, we are burning it down, and I'm going to take the World card coming out here as a confirmation of that, because we've completed that journey. We're done. We're done. We don't need this anymore. We don't need our Ten of Wands. We need to make space for something new. Okay, let's make space for something new here. So there's the World card. We also have the Four of Cups. Once again, this is probably what we need to be looking at, where we are bored, where we are disillusioned, where we have the sense of just like, no, nothing's satisfying me right now. We also need to look at the offers on our table, because there could be a few that might be subpar to what we actually want. Okay, and once again, going to our King of Swords energy, you know what you're thinking, you know how you're feeling. Here you go. Okay, here you go. All right, let's clarify our Creator card here. We have, okay, we have the Two of Swords here. So there's some information we need to be gathering at this time as well. We're not seeing, we really aren't seeing the path. And normally I would, that's how I would normally read this. But again, I'm getting kind of fixated on the gathering of information right now because we have the Four of Cups energy here. Perhaps there are some issues that we're not giving credit to because we don't really have enough of an idea on what that could be for us. Okay. And this is where we need to kind of step back and gather that information. Okay. You also know well enough what that informational bringing in of that information might entail. Okay. You know, hopefully you get what I mean. I'm sure there's a better way to say that, but it's not coming to me right now. Okay. You know what this process is going to look like for you. So, you know, once again, go back to your King of Swords, do some reflecting. Something will come up. Okay. So there's the Two of Wands. All right. We also have the Hermit. You already know what's right for you. You already know. You already know what's right for you. You know what you want. You know what you want. Okay. But maybe it's time to take some time away from everything to do some thinking. Because perhaps now this character has a shining lamp. Okay. But perhaps yours needs to be brought back up again. The light needs to be brought back up. So instead of letting yourself be gaslit, instead of letting someone gaslight you, step away. Step away. Take some time. Turn your light back up. And don't let anybody dim it back down again. So no, you don't deserve that. Okay? The stepping away is also going to help you with this information gathering. Okay? Information gathering, and especially where you need to do some releasing. Okay, so let's be clarifying on the Creator. To clarify our Knight of Swords, this is our hidden energy. We have, okay, we have the Eight of Pentacles. There's something you need to do. There's something you need to put some effort into. You're not really doing it right now. Once again, though, this is going to require some diligent effort. And, you know, I talked about the Two of Wands. I talked about the King of Swords and all of this. It's going to have to happen, and you're going to have to do a lot of work to do that. Okay. This is a card. I feel like saying this is a card about progress. Okay. You will make progress, but the effort you put into it is what you're going to get back out. So just keep that in mind. The action you take, the inspired action you take, is going to be informed by this effort. Okay, if you just want to sit around and be a lump on a log, that could work. It's not going to get you very far. Okay, but if you take the time to really go for the thing, think about it, methodize it, be methodical about your process, you'll probably get there in due time. Okay, so there is the Eight of Pentacles. We also have the Six of Wands. And the bonus to all of that is that you are going to find that you finally have a sense of accomplishment in your space. You can say, I did that. I did that. You know, I will always say this is a card of recognition, a card of stepping into the limelight, accepting praise. Now, normally that could be from an outside source, but I'm not getting that here. You know, I've done the hard thing. I can be proud of myself. I'm going to be proud of myself for doing this. And I don't need everybody gassing my ego. I don't need anybody, you know, I don't need anybody else to recognize this, because this was hard enough for me. If everybody else noticed it, good, fine, whatever. But I did this and I'm hecking proud of myself. Okay. So that is the Six of Wands. Okay. And finally, to clarify our Sun card, we cut the deck here. We have, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, there's abundance, abundance, creation. Given that we're talking about the spring, the sun here, I'm getting springtime, a lot of growth, a lot of happiness, a lot of abundance, and you have worked so hard for this, so hard to nurture these aspects of what you have always wanted. Okay, but hate to do this. There is a sense that you've dropped your you've dropped your guard. Okay, and that's good. In this situation, that's very good, because you're allowing things that you desperately and genuinely needed to come in for you. Okay, that doesn't mean you need to invite everything in all at once. Okay, because that might mean that you're taking in negativity, other people's negative thoughts, energy that you don't need. Remember, we have the Creator card that's saying no. Okay, you have dropped your guard to let the abundance and the nurturing and the clarity and the light in. But just remember that you're still the badass. You're still in charge of who you are and what you will allow into your space. Okay. All right. So let's move on to another deck. I have several here. The next two decks are going to be used to get in touch with you. How are you? What are you? How are you feeling during this time? How is this reading potentially affecting you? I hope there's something in here that resonates with you, but we shall see. Next deck we are getting into is the El Tarot. This, again, everything's listed in the description. This is another one of my lesser used decks. So we'll see what message we can get for you from this. And this is for you. So let me do one more shuffle just to wake everything up here. No. Okay. All right, so we have the Queen of Coins and we have the Four of Coins. Okay. Get another couple of cards out here and I will clarify those in a minute. Okay. Alrighty. So to start, we have the Queen of Coins. So that's a repeat card. So once again, we're coming out into a place of generosity. Definitely a place of generosity, and a very nurturing, grounded, rooted, an energy that's allowing us to help us help ourselves, if that makes sense. We're here. We're here. We have what we need. Okay. Because this is a repeat card, I don't necessarily need to go any deeper than that. The problem that we're now facing is that we need to let go. we've worked very hard to build ourselves up to really, really get stable again. But that stability isn't going to hold if we're clenching too tight. It's like the metaphor, and I don't know why I'm thinking this here, but there's a line in Star Wars, and I'm going to misquote it because I can't remember it exactly, but Princess Leia is talking to Darth Vader, and she's like, the tighter you hold on to things, the quicker they're going to slip through your fingers. Something like that. Nerd. I realize that. I appreciate it. Don't at me. But I feel it's apt here because the tighter you hold on to your things, the tighter you try and control things, the faster they're going to run away, the faster they're going to disappear. Time to let go. Time to let go. Because remember, you're already abundant. You've already created things in spite of all the obstacles, in spite of all the stress and the pain and the worry. You still got this. Okay? You still have this. Okay? Open up, let go, stop being stingy. You know what you're about and you know how to do things. So there is the Queen of Coins. Queen of Coins, Four of Coins now. Okay. We also have the Two of Swords. Again, we're information gathering right now. Again, could be causing us some stress, but again, I think we know how to handle this. It's okay. So here's the Two of Swords. Okay. Yeah, we also have the Three of Swords. Again, heartbreak, hurt, we're tapping into it. Yeah, this pivot, once again, this pivot might be causing us some hurt, some pain, because we're going to have to let things go that we thought were permanent. Again, though, nothing is static. Remember that. It's, sorry, ouch, hurts. Believe me, I've been there. To get, okay, I'm going to leave it there. Here's the Three of Swords. Okay. But we also have the Ace of Wands. So there's something new happening here. We've had to let go. We've had to endure the pain of letting go, okay, in order to spark something new, in order to create space for something new, okay? Also remember that we have the Hermit. That light might be dimming down because of the stress we've been feeling. We have to change things. Things aren't going to plan. Well, that's a good thing. I feel like saying that's a good thing in this case because look at what's starting. We have the world. We have all of these other things that are saying this is old. This is over. This is it. This is it for this situation. You can hand that off to somebody else to deal with now because you don't have to do so anymore. Because look at what's coming in for you. You got opportunities. You have opportunities. Don't mire yourself so far into the pain that you miss them. Okay? So there's the Ace of Wands. All right? Now let's get into the Good Tarot for our final portion of this reading. I did fail to mention that we are doing a bonus reading at the end of this. It's just going to be tarot only because I forgot to deal out my oracles, but it's fine. It's fine. I feel like this video has gone on for a bit longer than it needed to. So let's see what we can do with the Good Tarot. All right. Okay. Okay. So we have to start, we have the Five of Cups in reverse. So here, I don't, normally get this card coming out in reverse, and I feel like that's because it's reminding you to, hey, look up and see where you're going here. But because it's in reverse, I feel like saying you do see where you're going. And also that's confirmed by the fact that we have the Sun card out from the Wandering Star. So yeah, you see where you're going. You can see the path that you're on. Okay. You might be heartbroken, you might be in a lot of pain, you might not know how this is going to end. But at the end of the day, you do see where you're going. You do see where you're going. Okay. All right. You see where you're going, and I feel like you're starting to make a little bit of peace with the situation that brought you here. Okay. You're starting to see things in a perspective that maybe you hadn't considered before. Okay. Because also you have the Two of Swords coming out in duplicate. So you do, you've worked on shifting that perspective. You've worked on getting, your voice back, certainly, but you've also given yourself the time to really tap in. Again, we have the King of Swords. Really tap into that reflective side, that thoughtful side. And you started to see that, yeah, this sucks, but there's a new way for me to go, and a way that I never would have considered if I had just stayed on the path. Okay, on the path that I was on, it's great, but I'm being detoured off of it, and I can either think, wow, this really sucks, I'm not okay being here, or I can say, this sucks, I am not okay being here in truth, but I'm going to make the best of it that I can. Okay, so there is the Hanged Man. We also have the Ace of Air. This is the Ace of Swords in the standard Rider-Waite structured deck. This is the Five of Cups. Just clarifying, going back, but Ace of Swords. There's a new thought process coming in for you. New thoughts, new ideas. Again, going back to the perspective shift. Strike two, guys. Okay. Call from 86647928222. I don't know any of these people, guys. I can't. Okay. New perspective, new thoughts, new creative ideas. You're working with this energy and not against this energy, if that's fair to say. Maybe that won't resonate for any of you. Maybe that will resonate for some of you. Don't know, but here we go. Ace of Air, okay? Ace of Swords. So let's get our hidden and clarifying energy, and then we will do our bonus reading. So we also have the Messenger of Water. This is the Knight of Cups. There's some actions that you're taking in order to really be present and aware of your, being present and aware of the situation that you're finding yourself in. There's some actions that you're taking in order to recreate the stability and recreate the stability and the things that you want and need for yourself. Okay, so there is the Messenger of Water, or the Knight of Cups, and we also have the Two of Cups. You're now integrating all of the new lessons that you've learned. You've taken it, you've changed it, you've made it work for you. In spite of the obstacle that you took to get here, the detours that may have happened for you along the way, the pain that may have caused, the things that you may have experienced along the way have helped you grow and change. And now you are integrating, you're starting to integrate the lessons that you've learned. And that's a beautiful thing. I like seeing it. That's a beautiful thing. So there is the Two of Water or the Two of Cups. Okay, okay guys, so let's get into our bonus reading for the day. I have two sets of cards here, one of which is going to act as our hidden energy, and one of which is going to act as our clarifying energy. So this is going to resonate with you if you didn't really get anything out of the main reading. Hopefully there's something in here that resonates with you. So the first card we have in the hidden energy is Death. We also have the Two of Pentacles. We also have the Eight of Cups. And we have the King of Earth or the King of Coins. So what I'm seeing here is that there is a transformation that is happening, and it's changing you enough, or it's changing just enough that things you thought were stable really aren't. They're not going to be, they're not going to stick around. They're not going to really grow in the place that you want to. You've had to juggle the emotions that you're feeling right now, especially you've had some choppy waters that you've dipped your toes into, right? That's causing you to feel a lot. But you're being asked to move on. You're being asked to leave behind this Two of Pentacles energy in order to reground yourself, to understand yourself again. Everything about you, you might feel that you've lost everything about yourself. But in truth, you really haven't, okay? So you have to leave behind all the old stuff to make room for new roots to grow. I'm getting tongue-tied because that kind of makes sense for me right now. Okay, that's our hidden energy. So changing things up in order to get grounded again. All right. We have the Tower. We also have the Five of Cups. We have the 10 of Bitcoins, or 10 of coins in this one. I'm not well versed in Spanish, and this is written in Spanish, so I apologize. But this is the 10 of coins. And we also have the Three of Earth or the Three of Coins. So in this change, you've had your aha moment. Things have fallen away that were meant to. Things are not the same anymore. Okay? And the beautiful thing about that, the beautiful thing about all of this disappointment coming in, all of this painful bullshit that you've experienced, is you haven't lost sight of your path, even if you are looking at the destruction, even if you are looking at the fire and the flame. Okay, the other side of that is that you have plenty. You have plenty enough to take care of yourself. You have plenty enough to take care of a family, to raise a home, to raise, maybe raising children is on your plate right now. Yeah, go for it. I love you guys. Yeah, you have enough. You have what it takes, okay? And you're working together with someone to help you, help support you and care for you and love you just as you are. You don't have to be afraid of being yourself right now, because the things that you don't need anymore are not in your space. And you have what it takes to build what you want to see in the world. Okay? So that is it for this reading, guys. I appreciate you being here. I know this one was kind of long, a little bit weird and punctuated by the phone calls. I apologize. Um, Hopefully that won't happen again next time, but if you'd like to find out if it does, come on back, hit all the buttons, check all the links, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everybody.